One of the most important things of having a web shop is communicating with your customers and with your potential customers. And one of the most popular mediums to do so is email. But how do you customize emails in WooCommerce and which tools do you need to do so? In this video, I will show you the best 5 plugins to customize emails within WooCommerce. First things first, and this is my personal favorite, and let me explain you why. AutomateWoo is the first tool I'm going to show you, and this tool is totally integrated within your WordPress WooCommerce backend. And therefore, it's no need to log in to a separate platform where you need to customize your emails. You can do it from within WooCommerce itself. Now, AutomateWoo will charge you $159 per year, so that's doable. And what you can do from within AutomateWoo is set up the actual emails you want to send with the variables necessary. So over here you can see the variable that we have a guest email, which of course, if we have collected the guest email, can be used to send this particular discount email. But also what it does, you can also set up triggers. Now, the triggers are not visible within this particular screenshots, but there's a sidebar in AutomateWoo where you can select what the trigger should be and when the email should be sent. And this is integrated with a lot of tools from within WooCommerce. For example, when you receive a new order, when the order is not paid, or also if you're using subscriptions, if the subscription is cancelled, or if the customer does something on your website but didn't actually make a purchase. There's like a lot of flexibility in these triggers. And you can do it from within Woo. There is no limitation on the amount of email addresses. It's only the fee you need to pay for this particular plugin. Last but not least, you can connect it with other email tools. If you want to have a more advanced experience, you can connect it, for example, with Klaviyo or with ActiveCampaign. Now, those are also the tools I'm going to show you, but this is the most basic, most cheap, and most straightforward option. Now, when we go to option 2, I've already said the name Klaviyo. Klaviyo was first made for Shopify, and they later on also integrated WooCommerce. And that's what you basically can see and experience a bit from the WooCommerce plugin, because it's a little bit limited. And Klaviyo itself also connects with the WooCommerce API, which to me, the WooCommerce API is not that reliable. So if you're talking about the integration between Klaviyo and WooCommerce, you need to expect some delays in the synchronization and stuff. If you want to have real-time updates about abandoned carts and stuff, then Klaviyo might not be the best solution for you. What it can do, it can literally do everything. It can send emails, SMS, it can create web forms. But I think the most important part is the segmentation and of course the automation. And that's what I find really important. You need to have a trigger. If customer does X, then I will send email Y or I will execute action Y. And Klaviyo does this very well. And what it also does, it has a very cheap model. So you can start from $45 a month for only the email part, and you can have up to 1,500 active profiles, which basically is emails. However, if you are becoming bigger and you need more, then of course it will become a bit more expensive. Klaviyo is not my favorite. It's straightforward to use. It's user-friendly from their platform point of view. I am not very enthusiastic about the combination Klaviyo WooCommerce, but they're doing their absolute best to improve the functionality and to improve the user experience. So I will not write them off yet. Then the third tool, and this is a new tool I'm not really that familiar with, but I was very enthusiastic once I first noticed. Because Omniscent now has an offer if you're using WooCommerce, and that makes me a bit enthusiastic because that means that they really want to have WooCommerce users, and therefore they are promoting it a bit more compared to other e-commerce platforms. Now, when we look at Omniscent and the functionality they're having, they can do literally everything you need. You can send, of course, campaigns, but you can also automate with different workflows, like we've also seen with AutomateWoo and with Klaviyo. And also, if you look at their pricing, it's also a very cheap system. So from $16 a month, you can have up to 500 contacts and send 6,000 emails per month. So I think that's really nice. Also, from the user experience point of view, so far I saw it's a very straightforward interface and you can do a lot with it, but it's very easy to understand. So I really like Omniscent so far. Not that enthusiastic yet, but that's mainly because I have a lack of experience in using this. So I will continue in using this platform more often in the nearby future. Now, the fourth one is MailerLite. And MailerLite for me is the best choice if you want to have automations outside of WooCommerce, but also if you're still not really that familiar with how email campaigns should work, how automation should work, then MailerLite has absolutely the best interface from user-friendly point of view. So it's very easy to start with MailerLite. They have the cheapest plan so far, $9 a month. You can send unlimited monthly emails and you can have up to 500 subscribers. So it's a very interesting platform and I've used it myself. It's very easy to set up an automation. However, don't need to expect to have like really complicated or difficult automations. MailerLite also has a WooCommerce plugin which is easy to install and therefore you can easily connect it with your MailerLite account. So if you're a starter and you're just thinking of starting with automations through emails, then MailerLite would, from my perspective, be the best option. Now, last but not least, the fifth tool for customizing your emails with WooCommerce and to make automations through email. ActiveCampaign might be one of the most common platforms to use if you want to do a lot of customization with email. And we're also internally using this. But it's one of the most expensive platforms you've seen so far in this video. So basically they start from $15 a month, but then you have only 1,000 contacts and you cannot do a lot. You can have 5 actions per automation, which is not a lot. If you already have like an if-else based on language, for example, you will already have 1, 2, 3 steps within the automation. So I think that's not enough. So if you want to have like the most out of the ActiveCampaign platform, you should use $49 a month at least. And then when you will have more subscribers, it will increase fast. So this is something to take into account, that ActiveCampaign is one of the most expensive choices. Now, ActiveCampaign doesn't have a plugin for WooCommerce, but what they do have is they integrate with the API of WooCommerce. And then we have the same issue as we have with Klaviyo. If you want to have real-time updates, that might be a challenge because there will be a couple delays within those updates. Mainly if you have like a lot of tasks running in your store, it can also delay the updates towards ActiveCampaign. Now, from functionality point of view, I think this is one of the best platforms to choose. However, not if you're just starting with automations, because you can not only automate like the email campaigns or the abandoned cart flows, you can automate literally everything with ActiveCampaign and with WooCommerce. You can add tags to it, you can automate based on tags, so it's like a really advanced platform, which might be an overkill if you're just starting with emails. So these are the tools I would advise you to use. In all of these tools, except for AutomateWoo, you can also easily design your templates, your email templates, with a drag and drop builder. And that's like common for all of those platforms, except for AutomateWoo, because AutomateWoo will use the default design of your WooCommerce email. So if you want to use AutomateWoo, you probably will still need to manually change your design or add an additional plugin to change your actual email design, which makes it a bit because you don't want to have that much plugins in your store. So for me, I would go as a starter with MailerLite. I would also check out Omniscent because they're very promising. If you are like a bigger company already, you can consider ActiveCampaign and maybe Klaviyo. And if you just want to have the ability to just make some flows based on some simple triggers, AutomateWoo might be the best choice. Hopefully you like this video. I'm looking forward to see you in the next one. Please don't forget to do a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then I'll see you in the next video.